have, Dr. Vikas?
25.
Sorry?
25.
20.
25. Right.
Okay. I think we have all the members here, I suppose.
So we have but right now we have 25 participants. I also put a message in the WhatsApp group, but let's start with it.
Okay. Fine. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, once again. And welcome to the third session of this FDP. In early two sessions, we went through the knowledge management and the change management. Today, our presentation or the episode will graduate from there. And in today's episode, we are going to talk on the wisdom management. Let me remind you the management theories which I have picked up, connecting this Shiva's legend. These theories are less talked, hardly taught, and to be honest, it is rarely been practiced in the real world. So be it a knowledge management or be it a change management, wisdom management is rarest of the rare species. It is a need for the day. It is a need for the day, but somehow we are not simply teaching that. We are simply not practicing that. So today I'm going to talk about wisdom management. Let me share my screen. And yesterday there was a question. Of course, it was on a different subject altogether. Ganesh Chaturthi and not watching the moon. I had some answer to that. And at the end of the session, if time permits, we certainly will discuss on that. But now I start my presentation. Visually, I'm getting cut off. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
All right.
The front slide. Change the slide.
Wisdom management. Let us first understand what wisdom management is and how it can become a resource. Wisdom management is the process of capturing, organizing, and applying deep insights, experiences, and ethical judgment to enhance decision making and problem solving within an organization or society. It goes beyond knowledge management by integrating values, intuition, and long-term vision to ensure wise and sustainable outcome. Wisdom management focuses on contextual understanding, ethical considerations, and strategic foresight, helping individuals and institutions to navigate complex challenges effectively. By fostering a culture of reflection, critical thinking, and learning from experience, wisdom management ensures that decisions align with long-term success and societal well-being. Whenever I address this presentation to the student, I give definition in a very different mannerism. I show them the picture of tomato and tell them that knowing tomato is a fruit, not a vegetable. Tomato is a fruit, not a vegetable, is a knowledge. But not putting that into a fruit salad is a wisdom. Anyway, that was a light-hearted. Now, to understand the wisdom, we again has to go to Shiva. And in today's episode, the legend of the third eye, a romantic moment between husband and wife, Shiva and Parvati. This is the legend of the third eye. As I mentioned earlier, I have picked up the popular legend. But when we talk about the third eye, there are three popular legends as per the Puranas. So I will talk about one legend and then I will show you a video which will show all the three legends in a very different manner. So first we will talk about the third eye and the story of Shiva and Parvati. You could see the beautiful canvas art, oil painting. Artist is unknown, but it's a very beautiful painting. So it should start with the salutations. Chandrachud Shiva Shankar Parvati Ramana Nagya Namo Namaha. This is a fantastic poem by some, if I am not mistaken, by some Kannada poet. And this has also appeared in one of the Kannada movie also. Now the meaning of this particular shloka or the stance is very beautiful and I like the most. It says Chandra Chud. Now Chandra is moon. Chud is what? Chud is kind of a locking. Now Chandra Chud. Chandra is locked. Locked with whom? Shiva and Shankar. Now Chandra, as we discussed yesterday, the crescent moon, the symbol of equipoise, the symbol of inner harmony is been locked. Locked is a symbolization of permanence, the nature of permanence. So Chandra, the equipoise or the inner harmony, which is permanently there with Shiva and Shankar. Now Shiva is a meditative and Shankar is a householder. Shiva and Shankar, Parvati, Ramana Ni Nage Namo Namaha. Parvati ji or the femininity loves both the meditative part of the husband and the householder part of the husband. So Parvati meaning femininity, she loves both of them. Chandrachud Shiva Shankara Parvati Ramana Ni Nage Namo Namaha. So with this salutation, we start with today's session. The legend goes in this way that once Shiva was sat wrapped into the meditation. He is meditative, he is a gullible hermit and a meditative deity into the Hinduism. His consort, Parvati, she came up from behind and in a moment of zest, playfully closed both his eyes with the palms of her hands. It happens between husband and wife. That was the kind of a gesture from his divine consort Parvati. She was in a playful mood. So she covered both the eyes of Shiva while he was sitting wrapped into the meditation. What happened? She didn't knew what effect it could lead to. Soon as she had done so, the whole world was plunged into darkness and ominous turmoil. It was kind of catastrophe. And what happened then? Realizing the disaster ahead, Shiva's forehead cracked open, revealing a blazing third eye. And thus the whole world was saved from the inevitable disaster which would have followed. The fierce light from third eye is so powerful and destructive that since then he only opens it to destroy all that is unconscious, dark, and dualistic in this universe. Shiva's third eye opened to end all the illusions. Now there is a rhyming of Shiva's third eye to the humans as the wisdom. Whenever it opens, it ends or it destructs all the illusions, all the confusions, and it gives a very clear path to go ahead. We will watch one video. As I mentioned, there are three popular legends connected to the third eye. One is this Shiva and Parvati. Another is the legend of Kamadev and Shiva. And third is the legend of Shiva and demon Bhasmasur. All the three legends in one video. It is interesting. It is an AI generated video, but interestingly narrated. So please watch this video and enjoy.
Lord Shiva, one of the most revered deities in Hinduism, is a figure shrouded in mystery, embodying the dualities of creation and destruction, power and peace, asceticism and family life. Among his many defining traits, the third eye on his forehead is perhaps the most enigmatic. This eye is not just a physical feature, it is a symbol of profound spiritual power, wisdom, and the potential for both creation and annihilation. But what is the story behind this mysterious third eye? Let's delve into detail that reveals its significance while exploring body and passion. Origin of the third eye. Once upon a time, in the celestial abode of Kailasa, Shiva sat in deep meditation. The serene atmosphere was filled with the hum of Nucleus, blaring pure, divine energy. Shiva's body was still as a mountain, his mind immersed in the infinite consciousness that transcended the material. His consort Parvati watched him with a mixture of love, admiration, and curiosity. Though she respected Shiva's ascetic nature, she often wondered about the depths of his divine power and what lay behind his power. Driven by her playful nature and a desire to understand Shiva more deeply, Parvati approached him while he was meditating. She gently placed her hands over his eyes, intending to surprise him. The moment she did so, an unsettling transformation occurred. Darkness enveloped the universe. The sun's glow diminished, the stars dimmed, and the cosmos plunged into chaos. Without Shiva's gaze to sustain balance, the very fabric of existence began to unravel. Mountains trembled, rivers changed course, and living beings were gripped by fear. Parvati, realizing the gravity of her actions, grew anxious. She released her hands, but the damage had been done. Suddenly, a brilliant burst of energy emanated from Shiva's forehead, forming a blazing third eye. Its radiance was so intense that it pierced through the darkness, restoring light and order to the universe. The energy from the third eye calmed the chaos, bringing harmony back to existence. Shiva, Ever compassionate, gently removed Parvati's hands from his eyes and opened his regular gaze. A knowing smile played on his lips as he explained. Third eye represents the power of insight and perception beyond the physical. It is the eye of wisdom, capability of face. Parvati listened with awe, her place of curiosity transformed into profound respect. She understood then that Shiva's power was not just immense, but deeply connected to the cosmic balance. The power of the third eye, the tale of its annihilation. The story of Lord Shiva's third eye is incomplete without mentioning the tale of Nandava, the god of love. This tale illustrates the energy of the third eye and its implications for the souls. After the tragic death of Sati, Shiva's first wife, and immersed himself in deep penance. His renunciation left the gods worried, for the demon Taramasura was wreaking havoc across the heavens and earth. Taramasura had a will that made him invincible to all, except the son of Shiva. However, with Shiva lost in meditation, the hope of his union with Parvati, Sati's accomplishment seemed impossible. Gods, led by Lord Indra, decided to seek the help of Kamadeva, the deity of love and desire. Kama, armed with his sugarcane bow and flower-tipped arrows, was tasked with awakening Shiva's emotions and directing his attention toward Parvati. Though hesitant, Kama understood the necessity of his mission and ventured to Kailasa. As Shiva meditated, Parvati was nearby, offering penance and service. Kama, taking a position on the flowers, desiring Shiva in the extent essence of desire, struck Shiva and momentarily disrupted his meditation. For the first time in ages, Shiva's mind stirred with function. However, Shiva's heightened awareness quickly discerned the source of the disturbance. His third eye opened, blazing with uncontainable flame. The eye was so intense that Kamadeva was instantly reduced to ashes. The gods, who had been watching from afar, were struck with terror. Multi, heartbreaking by the turn of events, remained steadfast in her devotion. Shiva, seeing Parvati's unwavering commitment, gradually softened. Now, her love and penance won his heart, leading to their divine union. The ashes of Kamadeva became a symbol of the purging of desires. Although his physical form was destroyed, his essence lived on, allowing love to continue influencing the world without causing imbalance. This tale underscores the true nature of Shiva's third eye. While it can destroy, it also paves the way for transformation and renewal. The symbolism of the third eye. The third eye is not merely a source of destructive energy, it is a spiritual innovation and the ability to perceive the things beneath the surface. For mortals, it serves as a reminder to rise above material attachments and illusions, seeking clarity and higher understanding. Shiva's third eye represents the fire of knowledge, which burns away ignorance and reveals the ultimate reality. Divine judgment, dispensing justice when given, but also illuminating the path to self-realization. In human terms, the third eye symbolizes introspection, the pursuit of wisdom, the courage to face one's inner darkness, emotions, and divine reflection. Shiva's third eye is not just about destruction, it also symbolizes his connection with the will as the protector of the cosmos. Consider the story of Bhaskasura, a demon who forms secret planets to please Shiva. Impressed by his devotion, Shiva granted Bhaskasura the power to reduce anyone to ashes by placing his hand on their head. Drunk with power, Bhaskasura decided to test Shiva himself. As he chased Shiva across the cosmos, the Lord evaded him with agility and grace. Finally, recognizing the threat posed by Bhaskasura, Shiva called upon Vishnu for assistance. Vishnu, in his infinite wisdom, formed Mohini, the celestial enchantress. With her unparalleled beauty and charm, Mohini captivated Bhaskasura. She invited him to dance with her, and enthralled, Bhaskasura complied, not realizing he was being led into a trap. Mohini placed her hand on her head. Bhaskasura did the same, inadvertently activating his boom. The demon was reduced to ashes, his ambition consumed by the very power he sought. This tale highlights Shiva's boundless compassion. Despite granting Bhaskasura's dangerous will, Shiva ensured the safety of the universe by seeking Vishnu's help. It also reflects the divine forces working together to maintain cosmic harmony. Lessons for humanity. The stories of Lord Shiva's third eye carry profound lessons for humanity. They remind us of the power of insight and the importance of balance. The third eye's fiery energy cautions against unchecked desires and ego, while its light encourages wisdom and spiritual growth. In our daily lives, the symbolism of Shiva's third eye can inspire us to seek truth beyond superficial influences, strive to understand the deeper realities of life. Embrace transformation, recognize that destruction often precedes creation, letting go of old patterns. Cultivate inner vision, develop self-awareness and intuition to navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose. Balance power with compassion, strength and authority, guided by empathy and sensitivity. Lord Shiva's third eye is a testament to his multifaceted nature as a deity who embodies both power and boundless compassion. Through blazing energy, it reveals the potential for destruction, yet it also reflects the path to enlightenment. It serves as a reminder of the divine within, urging us to awaken our inner vision and embrace the journey of self-discovery. As we reflect on the tales of Shiva's third eye, we are reminded that the power to transform lies within each of us, whether through the fire of knowledge or the light of compassion. We too can transcend the illusions of the material world and connect with the eternal truth of existence. These stories encourage us to walk the path of wisdom, balance, and self-realization, following in the footsteps of the great Mahadeva himself.
Yeah. So does this provide the clarity on the all the three legions of Shiva's third eye? Then we can proceed further.
So I don't know if it's just me, but the sound of the video was too low, and I couldn't really understand much of it. If somebody can clarify.
The text was going simultaneously.
I know, sir, but I think it was blur. I may be having network
Yes,
issues,
sir.
but
The clarity, there was a clarity challenge, sir. The
yes,
clarity
by
was
the
not,
time,
yeah.
yes, so by the time we understood the first text, it just moved to the second one. So it just, now it's just very confusing.
You want to see it once again, because I am not sure whether the voice quality of this video can be improvised or not. But if you want to,
So would you be kind enough to share this video across in the group so that we can just go through it once after the class?
certainly, I think
Thank you.
Dr. Vikas will do that. Dr.
I'll
Vikas?
share it in the group. Yes, yes, sir. I'll share it
Thank you
in the
so
group.
much. Thank
Meantime, sir, if you could just come up the entire video in 2, 3, 4 sentences, it would be great.
I can send the link also.
Please share it. Please send it to me, and I'll share it in the WhatsApp group of the participant. But if you could just summarize the video for all the participants here.
Yeah, okay, fine. We will summarize that. The first tale or the legend I already mentioned about the Shiva and Parvati, where Parvati, in a playful mode, with the zest, she covered the eyes of Shiva while Shiva was sat wrapped into the meditation, and there had been a major issue to that, because once this happened, the whole world or the universe was plunged into the darkness and ominous turmoil. To prevent the impending catastrophe, there immediately sprung the Shiva's forehead a fiery third eye, and the universe was saved from the inevitable disaster which would have followed. So that was the first legend of Shiva and Parvati. In second legend, it was a legend of Kamdev. Now, Shiv was not setting the union with his divine consort, which was the matter of worry for all the devas. Now, let me tell you that all these legions are interconnected. There is a story behind the story also. This legend also goes far away. Even the first legend also goes the far away. But let us, restrict ourselves to the requirement of connecting this to the wisdom management. So in the second legend, all the devas were worried and they seek the advice of Indra. So Indra set up one plan and he asked the deity of love, Kamadev, to do the needful so that Shiva can come back from the meditation and forms the union with the divine consort. Here, the interest or the vested interest of Devas was different. They wanted the son of Shiva and Parvati, and we all know about that story or the legend where Kartikeya leads the army to crush the demon called Tarkasur, which was very strong demon, and he had created havoc among the world, Devgans, Devlok and Prithvilok. So that was the vested interest of the Devas or the group of deities. But Kamdev could not succeed into it because when he did so, Shiva got angered and he realized that this guy is the culprit to disturb my penance. And with the third eye, he destructs Kamdev. He make Kamdev into the ashes. He turned Kamdev into the ashes. So that was the first, second legend. Again, that legend goes little far that after doing so, Shiv could find that Parvati ji is still in her calmness and she's still meditating. So he came back, his anger got neutralized, and then the union was formed. And third story was of demon Bhasmasur. He was devotee of Shiva, and Shiva only granted him the boon. Now, that boon was that Bhasmasur can burn anyone into the ashes. But he made a big blunder and he wanted to experiment his boon or his capability to Shiv only. Now Shiv and Bhasmasur chased all across the cosmos. Then Shiv took help of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Now this is how deities can take help of each other to maintain the balance of cosmos. So he took the help of Vishnu. Vishnu in turn made or created Mohini, the most beautifully admired female of the world. And Mohini attracted Bhasmasur. Bhasmasur fell into that trap and he started dancing with Mohini. Out of the dancing gesture, he made one mistake and he put his hand on his head. Now, when the boon was given, there was some technicality. There is a asterisk sign which you always see under the advertisement. I am an admin, so this comes very often to me. Terms and condition applies. So while the boon was granted, there was one T&C that if he puts his head on his head, he himself will burn out. And that's what exactly happened while mimicking the dance steps of Mohini. And he puts his hand on his head and Bhasmasur himself burned into the ashes. So these were the three legions of Shiva, third eye. And as mentioned, third eye is the significance of wisdom. It gives clarity to what we are supposed to, and that is what now we are going to understand. Is it now clear, all the three legends?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Now let us see what are the learnings from the third eye of Shiva. Education, like management, has evolved from mere data and information dissemination to true knowledge management, with wisdom as the next crucial step. Like Shiva's third eye, wisdom must dissolve ignorance and illusion, bringing clarity to teaching and decision making. As educators, we must embrace the four E's. What are that? Efficiency, teaching the right way. Effectiveness, teaching the right things. Explicability, understanding and articulating knowledge. And ethics, taking responsibility for the wisdom we impart. Please, I cannot do this on the screen. This please underline. All the four E's. As the educator, we must embrace these four E's. True teaching wisdom lies in action, guiding, inspiring, and being accountable. Words alone do not define us. Our actions do. I repeat, words alone do not define us. Our actions do. Recognizing wisdom assumes order and responsibility. It is knowing the difference between ignorance and enlightenment, and choosing to empower minds with truth and integrity. Empowering minds with truth and integrating. Let's go a little more further. To acknowledge the existence of wisdom assumes order and absolute. Wisdom is recognizing the difference between good and evil and choosing what is good. Wisdom is recognizing the difference between good and evil and choosing what is good. To acknowledge wisdom is also to acknowledge consequences of unwise or foolish choices. Many modern thinkers in education, philosophy, and ethics say that wisdom reflects an enlightened perspective. For teachers, this perspective goes beyond immediate results. It nurtures the long-term growth and well-being of the students and society. Insights and actions that are consolidated, wise, usually align with multiple ethical systems, promote life, learning, and the greater good. True wisdom in teaching is free from narrow self-interest, not bound only by past method, but also anticipates the future consequences of nurturing young minds. Such wisdom draws upon multiple forms of intelligence, reasons, and intuitions, empathy, heart, and spirit. Only when a teacher has clear thinking and deep understanding can their guidance be truly wise. Wisdom encourages teacher to be courageous in shaping character, forthcoming in sharing knowledge, and forward-looking in their approach. Great teachers set meaningful goals not just for their student, but also for education as a whole, for their own continuous growth. I repeat, great teachers set meaningful goals not just for their students, but also for education as a whole and for their continuous growth. This is what the third eye, the wisdom, teaches us. We need to be wise. We need to have the wisdom. We need to embrace the four E's as the teacher: efficiency, effectiveness, explicability, and ethics. This is the true role of the teachers. Third eye also talks about the self-introspection. We need to do that. We need to introspect ourselves. Are we missing on anything? Are we missing on something? Answer yourself, correct it, and burn all the illusions. It will lead you to the very shining, glazing path of the success. Few examples, again, some from the corporate world and some from the field of academia. This story is quite heard and known to majority of the people. India once was milk deprived country. We were unable to produce the desired milk to fetch the need of Indian markets. And the Amul cooperative model, the movement which began with Dr. Varghese Kurian, which was known as White Revolution in India, he did a backward integration, and from each and every level, he ensured the production of the milk, the health of the animals, the cow and buffalo especially. Logistics, the issue where logistics were very high. When you can search the entire story over the Google, which is very, very interesting. But one thing which I remember very well is that when he started approaching, he himself was approaching the farmers or the animal keepers. And what he found was that there is no system and there is no resources for those people to reach their milk to the particular destination, the Amul's setup. There are no buses, no roads, no resources, no other way. And they used to throw away the milk on the road or into the gutters or open spaces. From there, he started the backward integration. Just imagine the level of work he has done. It was a mammoth task. But it shows the wisdom of one man. He could change, and he could change everything to 360 degree to ensure that within few years, India became surplus producer of the milk. So this was about Amul's cooperative case. One from your field, academia, spiritual intelligence and well-being in academic institutions. So very interestingly, it has come up after several years after the nation got independent. But yes, it has come. IIT Kharagpur's Rekhi Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness. They study happiness, mindfulness, and spiritual intelligence. Again, someone was asking me on the very first day that what is the connection of studying our Indian ethos into this contemporary education system. But this is what it is. Yes, we need to admire and accept that we carry enormous knowledge of bringing happiness, mindfulness, and spiritual intelligence through our yoga shastras and pranayam and so many other things. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan Sansthan integrates yoga, meditation, and mental wellness into academic. BHU and Chinmaya University have courses on Vedanta, mindfulness, and ethical reasoning. This is also a wonderful wisdom of Indian government to promote the spiritual tourism and cultural economy. The classical example before some time, the event, the mega event of Mahakumbh, the whole world got stunned, understanding that crores of people gather at one place, and for what? For the motivation of doing the snan and puja at that particular juncture, unimaginable for the entire world. Apart from that, if you see spiritual places like Ayodhya, Varanasi, Rishikesh, Tirupati, so many in each and every state, they integrate, the spiritual wisdom with economic development, boosting tourism and local economies while preserving cultural heritage. ISRO, the very large example of what India can achieve. And again, the credit goes to one particular organization, that is ISRO. Imagine before few years, or maybe the era after the independence, India was known as the country of the mouse charmers. Sorry, snake charmers. And today we are the mouse charmers. ISRO has jumped and made it possible to launch so many satellites. Now we are commercially launching satellites for the entire world. But our own missions like Mangalyaan and Chandrayaan were the fraction of the cost of what NASA could even think about it. If I am not mistaken on my figure, somewhere I heard that the cost of such launching was equivalent to the 5% cost of what NASA could do so to launch such mission. This is the achievement of ISRO, and today we are the I think #1 country in the world in launching the commercial launching of these satellites. Again, from your field, This is quite popular. Nalanda and Takshashila model in modern education. Revival of interdisciplinary discussion-based learning similar to ancient Indian universities. The examples are Ashoka and Jindal Global, following a liberal arts model inspired by Nalanda's holistic education. And even I am Kozhikode and I am Bangalore integrated ethics and dharma-based leadership in management programs. We started realizing, and institutes have come forward to accept this, not only to accept this, but to effectively implement with their systems. Indian knowledge system, which we all are part of right now. This is again led by the AICT, Ministry of Education objective, reviving and integrating India's ancient wisdom into modern education. That's what we are doing right now. Impact, see the impact. IITs and IIMs offer courses on Indian philosophy, yoga, Ayurveda, and Sanskrit. IIT Kharagpur, Center of Excellence for Indian Knowledge System, researches ancient science and engineering. This is again very important because Lord Mahadev himself is known to be the Adi Guru. Why? Because he has given all the knowledge what we carry today. The knowledge on science, the knowledge on engineering, the knowledge on medicines, so on and so forth, music, art, painting, everything. This will be talking in one of the episodes. So integration of ethical values in AI, medicine, and environmental studies are the classical examples. With this, I sum up my session. I think we are on time today, 7:50 almost, and last 10 minutes for the question and answer session. So I welcome questions coming from your end.
Comments by Amita ma'am. First one is that we can see the name Manthan for that topic, that Amul story that you were sharing. So Amita ma'am has mentioned about the Manthan film. Then her second comment is government has started Skill Mahakumbh and Kala Mahakumbh are also an example of culture wisdom, as per my thought.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Anybody else with any sort of comments, feedback, questions? Please ask.
May I ask you a question, sir?
Yeah, please.
Sorry to question that, but what is the first step to go through the wisdom? I'm just curious. The first step for the wisdom, where should we start from?
Okay. So you want to convert that into your manageable resource. That is what the question is.
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah. All right, ma'am. I think the first and foremost step for creating the wisdom or making wisdom as a manageable resource to your own self-development is knowing and understanding the truth, and then to develop the courage to fight for that truth.
Exactly. I actually want to hear that. We have to accept the truth, then we will go to the wisdom. You are right, sir.
That's correct, ma'am, but it goes even beyond.
Yes.
I don't know what subject you are teaching. Whatever subject you are teaching, you must be having higher ups in your hierarchy, right?
Right.
You may be reporting to the head of the department or the principal or the uh, maybe the stakeholders of the organization or whosoever is involved. Now, if something is going wrong in your organization, in your own teaching methodology, or something is grossly going wrong, which you feel that this is not right, this is wrong, and you are not concerned with that. Supposedly, students do not maintain the discipline, or they are not giving proper attention into the classes, or they are not using the resources like library or the internet, etc., etc. I'm talking about a very common problem which everyone faces.
Exactly, sir.
Now, when you realize that we don't have a proper library as the setup, we don't have enough facility or the resources for the students for working them on the internet, etc. What would be your role? If you are teaching English, the role is just to deliver the lectures, whether the students understand, do not understand, whether they go to the library or do not go to the library, they do not do the extracurricular activity. What is your concern? It is your concern as a teacher.
Yes.
Now, problem lies where? The problem lies with the management. The
Yes.
problem lies with the students also. So first, you need to understand. I'm just giving a very, very rash example just to make you understand or just to answer your question. But then your fight will be with the management also. Your fight will be with your superior also. Your fight will be with the student also, and the system also.
Yes.
So
And that is very
recognizing that is the first step. And then
yes.
second step, you need to have a courage to fight that. You certainly can say the right things with full of attitude to even your elders or even to your principal or even to your boss or whoever is. You can always do that.
Yes. Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
know the answer, but I want to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Normally, this also happens.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Namaskar, sir.
Arvind has written that how is Bhasmasur's story related to Shiva's third eye? It was Lord Vishnu who killed Bhasma. That's your answer.
Because I don't know your, what is it? Can you repeat little louder?
How is Bhasmasur's story related to Shiva's third eye? It was Lord Vishnu who killed Bhasmasur.
Okay. See, ma'am, the relevance is between or connecting the particular, like third eye or like even it will come now, halal, poison, etc., is to develop this synchronicity. I mentioned that there are three popular legends for the third eye, and I have picked up the popular legends, so it was my duty to show all the three legends. There may not be a direct connection with the story of Bhasmasur, but if you want to, yes, the story of Bhasmasur also says that with wisdom you also need a cooperation. While answering to this ma'am, the last question, even if you understand that what is the truth, what is the problem, you all alone not capable to resolve that. So you need cooperation. You need cooperation from your head or the other faculty or the principal to raise this matter up to the management, etc., etc. So the story of Bhasmasur, the cooperation of the deities Vishnu and Shiva also reveal that.
There was someone who wanted to ask. Not sure who was there. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Namaskar, sir.
yes, Monalisa, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I wanted to know, if we adopt this, the wisdom practices of ancient Indian knowledge or the Upanishads, Vedas, what should be the evaluation or assessment system of our students? Should we incorporate any modern techniques of assessment, or how should we measure can wisdom be measured, or how do we handle the assessment part of it? Very curious to know what should be the scale of weighing their wisdom. I'm really not sure
Interesting.
if, if it is making any sense, but at the end of the day, we must be able to leverage their knowledge. So, how do we assess that wisdom, sir, the gained wisdom?
Ma'am, to measure the intelligence, we have IQs. To measure the emotions, we have EQs. I am sure we don't have any measures to understand the wisdom. There is no WQ. I have not heard
Exactly,
of
sir,
it, at least.
exactly.
Okay. And I had given you
Exactly.
the example in between. This, of course, the example I give it to the students and not to the teachers. But understanding tomato is not a vegetable and is a fruit is knowledge, and not putting that into a fruit salad is a wisdom. That is plain and simple formula. So it is
Oh,
difficult
wow.
for anyone to understand or make it so measurable that we can understand that here is some 5 level of wisdom or 6 level of wisdom. No, not possible. At least I
Yes,
have not
sir.
heard
So
of it.
you are right, sir. Absolutely true. So, but it should be visible in terms of their actions, perhaps, and the value that they are reflecting, so that we come to know that whatever wisdom they have gained, that must show up in their values, and there should be some difference, some demarcation before they came to know about the wisdom tales and what they take away. So that is
True,
what yeah.
true, true.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Sekhar, you may add, please. You wanted to say something. Please. Dr. Sekhar, are you there? Okay. Anybody else?
Fine. Dr. Vikas, just yesterday someone developed my curiosity on a different tale or a ritual, what we follow in Hinduism, wherein we do not see the moon. We are not supposed to see the moon on the day of Ganesh Chaturthi, the Bhadrapaksh Chaturthi, fourth day of the Bhadrapad. So there is no specific legend for that. My research says, obviously you can correct me if I am wrong, but the story was very simple that moon made a mockery of Ganesha on his elephant head, and it disturbed the Ganesha. And Ganesha then after cursed the moon that if someone sees your face, you've done my mockery. He was against the mockery, not of his mockery, but he was the spiritual significance is against the mockery. So he said someone will see your face on the day of Ganesh Chaturthi, then they will not find it. I mean, they will find unhappiness. But the legend of Krishna's and Syamantaka money, because Krishna did this mistake and unintentionally he looked to the moon on the Ganesh Chaturthi, and immediately after that he was came under the doubts for taking away the Shamantaka money. There is a long story of that. And Krishna was very upset with whatever happening. So he sought the advice of Devarshi Narad. And Devarshi Narad suggested how to clarify this happening with you. So Krishna chanted the mantras of Ganesha. He meditated on Ganesha. He made Ganesha happy, and then this was washed off. This is the correlated legend which you can find it on the internet. And but I checked and rechecked. I could not find any particular story about something which we were discussing yesterday. Now I am unsure, maybe or may not be, but this is what I found out.
सर इस बारे में मैं कुछ और कह सकती हूँ?
Please, ma'am.
जी, एक्चुअली ये जो सारी कथाएं हैं वो ज्यादातर लोक कथाओं में मिलती है, और
Right.
एक लोक कथा ऐसी भी है कि जब चंद्र ने गणेश की हंसी उड़ाई थी उनके बड़े पेट की वजह से, तो
Okay.
उन्हें शाप दिया गया था गणेश जी की ओर से कि मेरे मतलब चतुर्थी के दिन अगर तुम्हें किसी ने देखा तो वो खुद भी काला पड़ जाएगा और उसके ऊपर कोई ना कोई इल्जाम लग जाएगा।
Correct.
तो फिर ब्रह्मा जी के पास जाते हैं चंद्रदेव और उनसे विनती करते हैं कि ऐसा मुझे शाप मिला है, अब आप इसका कुछ रास्ता कीजिए। तो फिर ब्रह्मा जी गणेश जी से रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आप उनसे गलती हो गई है, वो मेरी बेटियों के मतलब मेरे दामाद हैं, तो मतलब सूर्य के दामाद हैं, तो आप अब उन पर दया कीजिए। अगर वो हमेशा काले रहे तो पृथ्वी की स्थिति खराब हो जाएगी।
Okay.
चंद्र की चांदनी अगर नहीं मिलेगी तो हमेशा सूर्य की रोशनी में दुनिया टिक नहीं पाएगी, तो इसे हल्का कीजिए। तो फिर गणेश जी ऐसा शाप को हल्का करते हुए कहते हैं कि तुम 15 दिन तक खिलोगे और 15 दिन तक
Okay.
नम होते जाओगे। शुक्ल पक्ष और कृष्ण पक्ष तब शुरू होंगे, और गणेश चतुर्थी के दिन मतलब किसी भी चतुर्थी के दिन तुम्हें अगर किसी ने देखा तो उस पर इल्जाम लगेगा ही, लेकिन चतुर्थी का चंद्रमा देखने से पहले अगर उस इंसान ने दूज का चंद्रमा देखा है और फिर वो चतुर्थी का चंद्र देखता है तो उस पर इल्जाम नहीं लगेगा। ऐसी लोक कथाएं हमारी श्रुतियों में
Correct.
मिलती हैं।
Correct.
थैंक यू सर।
Interesting, ma'am. Interesting. This Lokatha, the folklores also come from the Puranas and the other religious texts, and those are meant to give us the very deep insights. But unfortunately, I honestly admit why young generation is disconnected from all these things, because they could not accept, the four-armed god and 10-armed 10-headed asuras or 16-armed gods and so on and so forth, doing some heroic activity every now and then. So they
उसकी भी
get
वजह है सर।
disconnected with this. We had to understand the sense of the meaning, the philosophical part of the katha or the legend what we have, and this is what the intention is of my presentation also. Yes, I agree with you, Amitaji.
Thank you so much sir।
Thank you.
Day, sir.
Yeah, sure. We call for the day. Thank you so much. Good night. Shubh Ratri.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the
Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time.